enough to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You'll never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts, just beware of the thorns.
Alright, back. Hello everybody. I enjoyed our live talking, and I showed Rosalind the purse, and she liked it. And today somebody wanted me to talk about Mona in prison, and I think I'm going to save that for another time. Right now I want to talk about some people I met at Licking, or knew at Licking, and some of them were characters, I'll tell you. But so that's what I'm going to do today, and I wrote down some notes just so I won't forget any, and I probably have, you know. There was a guy named Wolverine. He called himself that. They called me Wolverine. One of those type of people, you know. Had the sideburns and everything, and it's a frail looking guy. He wasn't muscular, and pale, and they put him in a cell with this black guy I knew named Skip. Now, Skip was you know, you go to prison, or you hear people talking about prison, you hear them talking about Bubba. Skip was one of those. And so one day I'm out in the yard, and Wolverine comes up and he's trying to talk to me. I really didn't want to talk to him, you know. I'm trying to have a conversation with some other guys, and so we get to joking with him. Oh, you're in a cell with Skip, huh? And so he tells me, he says, you know, we're making jokes about what might be happening. So he tells me, Skip tried that on me. It didn't go over. He goes, yeah, late at night, and said, he pulls a piece, thumper, you know. Or some people call them bone breakers. I think Banky calls them Bethlehems. But he said he pulled this piece on me and told me it's either that or, you know, they was going to do something. And he said, I told him, you do what you got to do. And he said, Skip just said, oh, I'm just joking. I said, man, you know what? Skip's old school. That never happened. He goes, it did happen. I said, if Skip pulled a piece on you, he's going to use it. I said, that's just the way it is, you know. That never happened. You can't make me believe that. So, Skip, about that time, sees me talking to him. He says, hey, Harvey, come here. He says, man, you talking to my people? What are you trying to do? Trying to save him, or, you know, trying to save another one? I said, no. And he goes, well, you know, don't know if he told you, that's my people, you know, his way of saying that's my boy. And I said, well, okay, you know, and I started to walk away, and Skip said something, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it made me tell what had just transpired. I said, oh, really, Skip? I said, boy told me you pulled a piece on him, and he told him you do what you do. He goes, Harvey. You know, I'm old school, man. You know, if I pull a piece on somebody, I'm going to use it. I said, that's exactly what I told him. And he goes, man, I don't care if he wants to run around out here and put on all that tough act, you know. He goes, that's on him, you know, as long as he knows what time it is at night, you know. And I said, well, that's between you all. Next person, I don't know why I put Jonesy down here, because I've told about Jonesy and the burritos and the laxatives and all that. I told about that, but so I think I'll skip him. The story's already been told. Next one's Bird. I never talked about Bird, but Bird was a good friend of mine. He's out now and he's doing well. But when I first met Bird, he wouldn't talk to nobody hardly. He had his headphones on all the time, and if he did talk to you, it's more or less you were talking and he was just nodding his head or shaking his head. You know, he talked with movements. So I worked in recreation. And did I work in recreation at that time? Anyway, I was somewhere at work, and I come back. You know, my cellie went to the hole, and I come back, and they had moved Bird into the cell with me. Now, on the way back, the founder of Family Values and Scotty Pratt and another guy, Whitey, had told him, they was both fam, had told him, hey man, you're going to cell with somebody that's been in prison a long time, no telling what might happen, you know. And so on my way back from work, they caught me on the yard. They said, hey Harvey, we told Bird this, you know, and they're laughing about us. Man, why you do that, man? And they said, oh, we're just having fun. I said, man, you're going to get me in a fight with this youngster, you know. And I don't know if he's good with his hands or not, you know. And they just laughed. I said, I'm getting too old for this. And so I go to the cell, and Bird had put all his stuff under the bunk. And that's what you do when you're getting ready to fight or whatever. And he was standing back of the cell like this. He goes, I heard some things about you. And I said, man, you can't listen. Now, I'm hot and sweaty. Yeah, I just came from the gym. I'm hot and sweaty. And I said, look, you can't listen to Scotty and Whitey. You know, they're just having fun. And he still stands there. I said, well, are we going to do this or what? You know, I said, I'm hot and sweaty. I want to take a shower. He just keeps standing there. He's ready to go, though. And so I said, heck with it. So I just grabbed my shower stuff, went out in the shower. You know, I had to wait in line a little bit because, you know, everybody's trying to get in the shower. And that came in off the yard. And come back to the cell, and he's sitting down. He had his stuff pretty much set up, most of it. And he goes, we need to figure out, because, you know, we have a desk, and you guys share the desk, and it's got a door that opens, and there's two places, top bunk, top shelf is for people on the top bunk, bottom is for people on the bottom bunk, and then you have a desktop, and both TVs got to go up there. You both have a TV, and we both had a TV. And it was before the flat screen, so it was kind of it was these big square TVs. And he said, we got to figure out the TV situation. I said, it's no problem, man. You know, I just moved mine over a little bit, set yours up. Didn't say nothing anymore. That's what we did. And quiet. I mean, because he, like I said, he don't talk much. He sits back down. And all of a sudden he said, those guys, man, I need to go after them instead of you. He doesn't say anything anymore for like 2 hours, sitting there watching his TV, listening to music. And it's count time. He stands up, they go by, he says, supper sucks. Chow sucks tonight. I said, yeah. He goes, you got anything? I said, yeah. He goes, I got a little bit of something. Let's cook up. Okay, what do you want to cook up? We ended up making nachos, but the whole time we was making them, hardly neither one of us exchanged words. And this went on for a while, but after you get to know him, he opens up, a little bit. And I had other people tell me, man, it's awkward talking to the bird because he doesn't say anything, and he just nods his head. And I said, well, once you get to know him, he talks, I was in there with Nellie's brother or half brother or something, Spud, something or another, and that was kind of interesting. The reason it's interesting is because these people in there was driving him nuts. People were coming to him with songs. And what do you think about this? Send this out to Nellie. See what Nellie thinks. Send this out to Nellie. I mean, and he worked in the kitchen with me for a little bit. And one day, as he and I were getting ready to leave, he was leaving for a visit. I was leaving just because I was done. And somebody, hey man, I got something I want you to look at. Maybe your brother will like it. We're leaving. We're walking back, and I said, your brother come to see you? And he goes, no, it's just my mom's day. And I said, man, do you get tired of that? People come. He goes, man, you don't even know, man. I really get tired of it. And then he said, but I try to be polite, This other guy is Short Bus. Short Bus was, I think I may have mentioned him before. He's a little short dude, and but that ain't why they called him Short Bus. But he would, he's another one of those guys that people would pay to, for him to go knock someone out. And one day he came up to me, and he was good. And, I seen him do it. He comes up to me and he goes, hey, Harvey. And I said, yeah. He goes, I want to get thunder tattooed on one hand, lightning on the other hand, across the knuckles, I said, oh, yeah? I said, well, I'm not a tattoo artist, And he goes, no. He goes, I need you to write down the German words for thunder and lightning. And I said, oh. And he says, what are they? And how they spelled? And he has pen and paper there, I said, it's Donner and Blitz. He goes, what? I said, Donner, D-O-N-N-E-R, Blitz, B-L-I-T-Z. He goes, are you serious? I can't get that tattooed on my hand. I don't want reindeer on my fist. Yeah, that was funny though. And I think I mentioned Boz too. Boz they called him Boz because he was from Bosnia. And I met him one day. I got done working out in the gym. The World Cup was on. 2010. Yeah, it was 2010 World Cup. In South Central Correctional Center. And so I got done working out and I went into the non-physical. Non-physical is a place, this is just a room, it's got tables, people play chess, and you just sit there and watch the TV. So I go in there and pull up a chair and figure I'd watch the World Cup. And sitting about 5 feet from me is this guy, and we're just sitting there. He kind of glanced at me when I came in, and something happened, somebody scored or something, and he says something, and I picked up an accent. I said, "Are you European?" And he grabs his ID and shows it to me. And it looked Slavic to me, Eastern European, and of course it was. I was thinking Serbian. He's Bosnian. He don't like to be referred to as a Serb. Because it was the Serbians who invaded his country, and that's the reason him and his family were over here. They fled Bosnia, and but he wanted to go back. He came over as a child, and he always told me, he said he wanted to go back. The war was over and everything, and he's one that told me that St. Louis has the biggest Bosnian population outside of Bosnia, and I mean they're changing street names to Bosnian names and stuff. And so anyway, it was that licking that I got the nickname. Everybody has pretty much a nickname in prison. Not everybody, but a lot of people do. And if a lot of people, if they didn't know me, they'd call me country or whatever, just because they didn't know me, or But we got a bunch of Mexicans put in our wings, and I got along with them. Everybody pretty much got along with them. And one of them was hard to understand. He had a real heavy accent. There was also a Cuban in there. Well, after the 2014 World Cup, I was rooting for America. I mean, I always do, even though the highest I've ever got was, to the quarterfinals, I believe. And but I root for them. And then when they get knocked out, I root for Germany. My heritage and family, I got family members over in Germany. So America got, I think, knocked out by Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. And so I went to rooting for Germany. And Germany won the World Cup. And this guy named, his real name is Raphael, I can't remember his last name, but his first name was Raphael, but he always went by S.A., and he called everybody S.A. Hey, S.A., he's a good dude, and he's funny. I met him again later on in Farmington, when I was in the laundry. He's down there smoking K2. But he said, "I see your people won." So what do you mean? He said, "Germany." And I said, "Well, America's my people, but yeah, I got family over there, and this little short Mexican named Omar, he says, "Yeah, you German, you Alemana." And I said, "No, I'm not. I was born in Missouri. You're the closest thing we got." And, he's always laughing. So anyway, after that, it started slowly at first, and they even called Coldest to another friend of mine, because he was learning German. They started calling us Aleman, which means German. I think at first they were saying El Aleman, but then it just got shortened to Aleman. And like I said, they called him that too. He was that licking. And he's about to get out. I think he's getting out in April, and I think he's going to do real good. So I'm rooting for him. But that's where I got the nickname Aleman at. I think they pronounce the E more as an A, but a lot of times I just say Aleman. But I think it's actually Aleman. And so that's about all I got for you. I use that nickname a lot of times, especially when I first got out and was playing video games. My username, I'd use it a lot. So that's all I got for you today. One more thing I wanted to talk to you about. There's been people asking me if I would interview them. Yes, I will interview ex-cons. I will interview COs, but COs, former COs, gotta let you know I'm gonna be. I ain't gonna hold back, and I don't expect you to either. You know, just don't lie. You know, tell the truth about things. There is a woman that's been messaging me, and she wants to be interviewed. I'm going to try to do that this week. And her son is in prison, and she wants people to know what it's like from a loved one's perspective, you know, having a loved one in prison. And I think that's a good idea, is so we can show what it's like. Even I could learn from that, you know, because I had family that was on outside while I was inside, but I don't know what they went through, you know. So maybe I think this is a good idea. And if any of you guys want to be on the show, you know, you have loved ones in prison, you're ex-con, whatever, just hit me up at harveytalksprison@gmail.com. Excuse me. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.